This was not the video that I wanted to post. We are back at it again where the surface is starting to come up, which is such a huge bummer. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to start over. Really no real idea of why this happened, except for maybe that recipe that I have does expire.
Welcome to my channel.
You can already see this little area where it even has an indentation now from where I went back in and started to kind of just scrub, which I should be able to do fine. But it's like the whole, the clay started to come up, and that's so not cool. So here we are, and I gotta start over. So I had a batch of my clayboard that I had left over in the fridge for maybe like a month or two. And so I didn't necessarily think that that'd be a problem, but maybe it is, because as soon as I started painting, I thought, well, it just didn't cure long enough because the surface, the clay started to come up with the paint, which is like a huge no-go. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to let the surface cure a little longer and then try again, because I only gave it like 48 hours. So then I gave it a week. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to start over. Really no real idea of why this happened, except for maybe that recipe that I have does expire. So I'm going to make the most of my time while I'm still on my creative sprint. I was looking through kind of my panels to see what I had available, and I do have this 16 by 20 Da Vinci panel right there. Boop, boop, boop. And then, so I'm thinking that I'm going to utilize one of my ideas. This middle one right in here called Overwhelm. I think I'm going to use that one, and I think it'll be really cool on this panel board because I'm going to use this one as inspiration. Here we go. So I love the color gradation on this one, and I'm thinking of flipping it upside down and allowing it to have this effect, and then have the hands kind of be up in there. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So I'm going to take advantage of this surface texture. I'm not gonna mess with it, and we're gonna see how this idea goes. Because I already kind of know what my colors are gonna look like because I have this handy paper here. So I wanna see how they're gonna mix together. Joseph Z. Cool Gray. That's a cool purple. I love this color. Oh, it's so bright and rich. Okay, we got some cool colors with the yellow there. So the two colors that I have in main question of mixing is the Moon Glow. And I might just leave out the Moon Glow and replace it with blue. Because yeah, this is like brown. It's kind of gross. Not what I'm going for. Okay, I know the blue is going to be working. Then these three colors. Ooh, cool color. That was this color here. And we're not going to use Moon Glow. I think we're going to call it on that one. Okay, there she is. Perfect. So the idea is to build up my colors here and let them run freely up the painting. So I got it tilted. I have a block here that is elevating the bottom. I got my paper towels lined up at the front. I got my water, clean water. And because we're doing watercolor, I'm still gonna start with my light colors and then kind of work from there. because I'm loving the way that this hand is sitting, but I feel like it's sitting too much on top of what's going on. So if I have some water drops that are similar to this, and starting from the bottom and pushing its way up, and maybe even go through the hand, I think that would make it look a little better by pushing it back a little bit. We're gonna let that dry, and I'm crossing my fingers that I didn't overwork it. I think this is done. This is looking super cool and not quite what I expected, but actually giving the feeling that I want, if not more. So that's great. The colors muddied exactly the way I wanted them to. It's kind of like this moody gray. All right, what do y'all think? This one's so moody. I love it. I will most likely add this one to my collection of my 2026 art collection. It fits the theme, it fits these materials, which is like all of my watercolor is on some kind of panel board. This one, however, is on a really thin one. So not quite the same, but it's really, that's like a minor detail. Probably do a video on how I plan to hang this. I found a little trick from a friend, and I think I'm gonna try it out. That doesn't involve frames. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. I redid my clayboard recipe and I did a new batch on here. So I am relieved that this one is ready to go. That will be the next video, cross your fingers. And I plan to do the same painting with the two hands, the sand, and have that whole drip, which is just like this other painting. We are moving along despite the disruption, so let's hope that I get this collection done, especially before these potential shows. That's gonna be really exciting, and I will keep y'all in the loop for that. So until next time, thanks for hanging around and watching me complete this collection.
Thank you for watching.